welcome back to my channel today for another episode of Video Inception. We are doing a journal with me today. I want to talk about what I'm doing in this journal with me really quick. So Chalkola sent me these markers and there is a giveaway at the end, so stay tuned for that. But I know chalk markers probably aren't the best to use in your journal. They do rub off a little bit when you touch them, but I thought it would be cool to use something different because you guys know I like just experimenting with crazy things. So today we're journaling in my journal with chalk markers. Now, one of the reasons I was really excited about these chalk markers was the fact that I found some awesome color dupes for some of my favorite Posca paint pens. So my three favorite Posca paint pens are yellow, pink, and like a teal. Those aren't the official color names, but I'll leave the official color names on the screen here. I wanted to see if I could get a pack of markers that were just as vibrant and worked in my journal just as well and had the same like pack of color punch but for a better price, and these are definitely it. I'm definitely buying a bigger set of these. I know this is silly, but I've used them several times in my journal since I got them. And they're not paint markers, they're chalk markers, but I love the vibrancy of them. And right now I'm working in that craft black journal, so that's been really fun. I did want to mention one of the markers arrived to my house and it exploded, like it's leaking. I used it anyway in this spread, as you'll see, because it was one of the colors that I wanted the most. It was that pink peachy color that I like, but I think it's because of the climate I live in. They did come from Amazon and it's like, you know, sometimes negative 10 degrees out, so I don't know if that had something to do with it. I did mention it in my email to the Chalkola person I was talking with, and they just kind of seemed to skim over that fact. I don't know if they missed it in my email because I had other stuff in my email, but yeah, just to put that out there because you guys know I like to be 100% transparent. But anyway, the spread you see on the screen is probably going to look pretty familiar to you. It is the spread that I was working on in my last video, which was the creator box video. I'll leave it linked in a card above in case you missed that. If I look over here, it's because I'm looking at what I'm doing, so I apologize for that. But I just started playing with these markers. I did play with them on another page just to kind of see what I could use to write over it with and what I couldn't, and if it said through the paper and all that fun stuff. And we'll talk about that after. Well, in a little bit. But anyway, I'm using just my three favorite colors to make these stripy things. There's really no rhyme or reason. It's just gonna be something fun, and we're playing and having a good time. So as you can see, it does come out like a little watery and like diluted, I guess you could say, in the beginning. But once you really get that paint flowing, it comes out super, super vibrant. Now I'm using just like regular craft cardstock, so it is pretty porous, but it didn't bleed through the other side, which is great. The colors lay over each other, not too bad. They don't really like bleed into each other. I do find if you go over the same spot over and over and over and over again, it does build up a lot of chalk and it will come off more on your hand than it does otherwise. That's because the chalk marker washes off with water, right? With moisture. So when you put the moisture on your hand on it, it comes off. But it's not like hugely. I remember when everybody was using those Michael's brand little watercolors. There were like a million colors and they were super freaking chalky, and if you went like this on your page, it would come off on your finger. That's kind of like this. But I don't know, I'm just having so much fun with them, you guys. So even though they come off on your hand, I have opened and closed my book a bunch of times and it doesn't come off on the other side of the page like those watercolors used to, so that's always a bonus. I did put those pieces of paper in between those pages to dry better. I also tried the marker over magazine paper because the magazine pages are glossy, so I wanted to see how it behaved with that, and it worked beautifully. I don't know how well these will work with printer paper. I did swatch them on like a regular notepad type thing, as you saw in the beginning, and they worked just fine. But if you're using like a composition book all the time, I don't know how that's gonna work. But yeah, this is really fun to try and experiment with these. I did try writing over them with a bunch of different things, and because of their chalk nature and they're not plasticky like acrylic, you can really clog up whatever pen you're using on the top. So the only thing that I can say worked without a hitch on them is my black Posca paint marker. It doesn't have one of those fiber tips. If you use anything with a fiber tip over this, it's going to eat it alive and you'll never be able to use it again. Please don't use your fountain pen over it. You can try a ballpoint, but if it's scratchy, it's just going to scratch the chalk off. But my Posca black paint pen worked like a dream. And if I had had a black one of the chalk markers, that probably would have worked well too. But it doesn't really bother me that I can't use other things to write over it, because in this type of spread and working in my journal, I would use the black anyway. So the Posca marker anyway, which are always linked in my Amazon favorites if you guys are interested. So of course I had to do some stars to make this background, and I'm doing a background for my new sweatshirt that I got, which I almost wore today. I'm surprised I didn't. Weird uncoincidence? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I got a It's Not Hoarding If It's in Your Journal sweatshirt from James Luke Burke on Amazon. I'll leave that linked below as well. I showed it to my boyfriend and I was like, look at this, I need this, and he was like, yep, you do. And then he was like, surprise, I bought it for you, and it was very sweet. So very excited about that. So I had to put that in here, and it worked out perfectly because I was using the creator box and I already had the James collage pieces on there, which is the thing on the top. It's from James Luke Burke, so it just all worked out great. So here I am just adding more stars. I tried to do like the kind of every other strip thing, and odd numbers of course for the strips. That works really great. So I'm just adhering the photo with some adhesive tape, and yeah, that's kind of where that page stands at the moment. It's just, I love the colors. It makes that black and white photo pop, and I just having so much fun. So much fun. So moving on, I decided to also put stars on the other side because it kind of balances it out. Even though there's tip-ins in the middle, you can still see the stripes on one side and the stripe on the other, no matter which way the tip-in in the center is flipped. So I do kind of like to mirror some of the elements so that even though the pages are totally like Hot Mess Express, don't match each other at all, that one little piece will kind of tie them together and make it feel cohesive as you flip through. So that's a little tip for you. Just drawing all the stars, all the stars. I also wanted to see how the marker would write over the photo paper. It did all right. It does kind of, because it's glossy, it doesn't get as well, like coverage isn't as good. I don't know how to explain it. But if you go over it too many times with the chalk marker trying to darken it, it actually pulls off the ink, which is counterproductive, right? But it still worked. And I just made a little swatch thing there to use my date stamp over. And then I'm taking one of my Days of the Week stickers, which you can find in my Etsy shop. And I'm marking that it was Thursday. And of course I have this yellow one because my color palette, yellow, teal, and this coral color. I don't know why, but that's just the things I love. I do like the pastel purple. That's also kind of in that color palette, and a lime green. But we're not going there. We're not talking about color palettes. We're just, well, I guess we are, because we're talking about all the awesome dupes in this pack. I don't think I mentioned this. This is the vintage colors pack. There's a smaller vintage colors pack which I got, and then I noticed there was a larger one after the fact, which hashtag regrets, but if I'm gonna get the Honko set, then I guess it doesn't really matter. But speaking of that, I was able to choose what you guys would get for the giveaway, so I chose the larger vintage pack. So Chalkola was kind enough to not only send me these products for free to share with you guys, but also to host a giveaway for you guys. So they have all kinds of criteria that they want for that, so I'll leave everything linked below. I believe there's a limit on countries, which is always a bummer, but that it is what it is. Right here, making some of my fancy leaves with this just because I love this green color and I wanted to use it, and I didn't get to use it anywhere else, so there's that. But anyway, if you want to enter the giveaway, you can check the description box below. The giveaway will end at the date on the screen, and I will just contact the winner real quick via comment or whatever to let you know that you won the giveaway, and they will fulfill that, and so on and so on. So that's kind of it for me today. I did also want to show you, they sent me this chalkboard. I didn't ask for this, they just kind of sent it along, which was cool. I did not break it open and test it out and use it because I don't have a place to display that right now. If it had been like a wall hanging one, I could have done that, but it's one that sits on a surface and my office is way too small for that. So it did come with a white chalk marker and the chalkboard. I mean, the chalkboard looks nice. It's really nice wood. It's a chalkboard, and yeah. Also, all of their chalk marker packs come with these really cool labels, which I'm excited to label all the things in my office. So I thought that was a really nice touch. If you would like to check out these markers for yourself, I will link them down below. And otherwise, I hope that you found this video inspiring. I hope that it inspires you to use things in your journal that's maybe not necessarily meant to be in a journal. Have some fun with some different types of markers. And yeah, I will catch you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching today. If you liked this, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you to my patrons for sponsoring today's video and making what I do here on the interwebs possible. You guys are awesome. Thank you to all of you who took the time to watch this video to the end. It means the world to me to have your support, and good luck to everyone in the giveaway. I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care, guys. Bye!